Today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran. And today I am very excited to be checking out what I believe is the fourth most popular game on all of games on Kickstarter. No, actually, excuse me, the eighth. I miscounted there. Erune, Light and Darkness. Erune's back with Light and Darkness. Dive into a next-gen hybrid dungeon crawler, new heroes, quests, lore, ... So I can't read any of this. Let me make sure I'm at 100%. Yeah, so I was actually, 100%. I can't read any of this. So I would potentially maybe cut one off or zoom in somehow, because from the outside, it's so tiny you can't even see it. I'd like to know the player length, the time count, the age. That'd be cool. But they did do a good job of letting me know that it's an expansion, which once again goes a long way on the can you do it aspect of it. And the miniatures are very colorful and vivid. I really wish we would just zoom in a little bit more on some stuff, because I love seeing the size of the box roughly too. Like, there's a lot of good stuff here. It's just something's got to go. I don't know what it is, but it's hard to see everything the way it is now. So yeah, look at those minis, just brightly colored. So plus 1,000 members, original soundtrack, 8.2 BGG rating, voice commands. Wow, what in the world? This sounds very exciting. Once again, I couldn't read those from the outside though. And I think maybe cut off the original soundtrack? I don't know. Or maybe we reposition the 8.2 Board Game Geek rating somewhere? Like the funded in 1 hour thing. We know how the green bar works. We could easily just, maybe, because we need to zoom in, I think, on something, because it's hard to read. But as always when I go in the video, I'm thinking three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Also, player like time, count, age. Always a good thing. Let's go. Oh, from France. Cool. Making a bold prediction that there will be a huge chunk of people from France here, like more than we typically see for most campaigns that are outside the United States of America. For whatever reason, France really supports their Kickstarters, I've noticed. So go France.
In the fragile peace of the
6
third
minutes,
age,
wow, okay.
humans, dwarves, elves, and all live under the light. But in the ruins of the city of Magi, tormented souls gathered and awoke a new evil. Creatures of the abyss awoke, and soon enough the lands of Erune plunged into endless darkness. Driven by the Master of Shadows, monsters started a new war.
I mean, don't get me wrong, this is all really well animated, and it looks great, but it's theme. It's theme. A lot of theme.
By the Master of Shadows, monsters started a new war that threatens the balance of the world. Yet, amidst the impending chaos,
So, now I like to play a game, which is predict how long it will be until we actually see a component in the game. I'm going to go 1:30. I think we're going to see another 50 seconds of theme. Let me know in the comments, though. What's your prediction?
fact remains. Every shadow exists because of the
Transition
light
to cards.
that casts
Something.
it.
Components,
You
miniatures.
hold the beacon of hope. Only
Oh, it's a
you
minute. You got a
can
minute?
save the world of Erune.
Personal touch. There it
Erune
is.
Light and Darkness offers an
103.
unprecedented dungeon crawler experience. The Spirit of Erune accompanies...
Man, those miniatures really pop. Those look like mass market toy miniatures to me from like 90s games, like in a good way. I'm saying this is a good thing. Like, those look so nice.
Up to 5 players on an interactive adventure of a new kind, propelling players into unparalleled immersion through an innovative application. Adventurers will take part in an epic battle that will change Erune's destiny forever as they tackle the source of the shadows. Write your own story by fighting the Master of Shadows, alone or with friends, controlled by the app or by a player with an evil streak.
Awesome. So one versus all, or all versus an app. I love that.
As heroes progress through the story, new and challenging dungeons will be revealed. They'll face the monsters of the Master of Shadows in daring battles, using a variety of dice and resources for spells or special abilities.
I think they're doing a really great job here spotlighting the components, and the reason why I say that is I'm saying to myself, all right, I'm setting myself up for a $100 plus price point. They, in my mind, have said, okay, this is not a $60 game. We're not in the $80 range. I'm already in $100+ mode, which a lot of Kickstarter videos don't do. I feel like they did a great job spotlighting their components here. And look at that player board. I want to play this game. It looks so fun.
They'll find weapons, equipment, magical artifacts, gold, and precious treasure. Through immersive narration, the Spirit of Erune will guide the players through their adventures like a true game master. It unveils the dungeon's rooms and their loot, randomly selected from thousands of possibilities. With a bit of luck, you might get your hand on some epic or legendary items. Events and stories will unfold as you meet characters dubbed by professional actors. Adventurers can interact with them and make crucial choices that influence the course of the quest.
Wow.
Choose wisely, as the story will not be the same depending on which adventurer interacts. The Spirit of Erune is also a font of knowledge. It can describe specific rules, item properties, and share details about the lore of the Erunian world. Don't forget the Heroes and Master of Shadows objectives. They'll impact the outcome of quests and shape the adventure. By killing monsters and completing quest objectives.
I know that's going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people. Because if the app dies, does the game die? I think that's one thing that's in the back of my head, so hopefully they address that at some point in this.
Objectives. Heroes gain levels, which increase their characteristics. Players
awesome.
can decide to master new equipment, spells.
Oh my gosh, like, does this not look like a fun player area here? Look at all that stuff. Whew.
And powerful skills. Each adventurer, as well as the Master of Shadows, wields their own unique deck of 40 skill cards. Upon mastering the essential skills, they rise to one of their heroic classes, unlocking 3 new abilities and signature skills that can utterly reshape their in-game strategy. But beware, cooperation is key, as the Master of Shadows will gain experience as well, obtaining even more powerful skills and artifacts for their monsters, and curses against heroes. To start, choose the adventurer you'll embody. Take their miniature.
Okay, I feel like we're going a little long here. I feel like this should be, and if you want to see exactly how the gameplay flows, like, we have a video right down below here. I feel like, because 6 minutes is a long time. Like, if you go look at most Kickstarter videos, they are not 6 minutes. They're doing a great job with the video, but I'm curious to see how this is going to keep going for 3 more minutes.
Adventurer card, skill deck, and character sheet. Choose a name and fill in the level 1 characteristics from their adventurer card. Add the required HP and mana tokens on your sheet, and select one skill of your choice from your deck. Voila! You're all set to embark on your adventure. In the app, select your game mode. If you choose Master of Shadows mode, one player will control the monsters and face off against the adventurers. Select the adventurers in your party and choose your quest. Ready? The adventure can begin. The quest kicks off with a narrative journey where every choice you make carries weight. Your decisions...
I kind of like it. I'm kind of coming around on this. So essentially what they did was they had the intro, like a typical Kickstarter video, and now we've completely pivoted into a how-to-play video. Like, this just feels like a straight-up how-to-play video.
This pre-quest will significantly shape your story and set the conditions, both with rewards and penalties, for the beginning of your quest. Choose wisely, as not all choices lead to success. The Spirit of Erune reveals the first dungeon room to be placed on the board. The adventurers position themselves at the dungeon entrance, and it's their turn to play. Each adventurer can perform 2 basic actions in any order they choose. The mage moves and triggers an event. She tells the app. The mage speaks to the bard. For 5 gold, I will open the best passage for you. One of the doors is now unlocked by the bard. The mage continues her movement to search the barrel. The Spirit of Erune reveals what she finds. She records her loot on the character sheet. The demon huntress moves and opens the door. The Spirit of Erune reveals the room layout and the monster within.
And now we've pivoted from a how-to-play video to a straight-up gameplay video. Like, this is a small chunk of gameplay of a turn. This is like a one-stop shop on this Kickstarter video, and I kind of love it. I feel like this is really well made. Aside from maybe the intro, like that first minute, I think could definitely be stretched shorter. But whew, this is a new. I love this style. Let me know what you think about this style video, how they're doing this.
She uses her thunderous strike ability on the ghoul, dealing 2 skull damage. In the app, she inputs the inflicted damage to reveal the ghoul's defense. It's killed, and the huntress gains 4 experience points. She finishes by heading to the alchemy table to craft a potion using mana and collected substances. The monk moves and opens the ebony door. Using his Celestial Burst spell, the monk attacks multiple monsters while moving, spreading his damage. To boost his damage, he drinks mead, adding a blue combat die to his attack. Spending 1 stamina point, he activates his adrenaline skill, adding a black die. The monsters defend, and the monk successfully kills a goblin and a flame cruncher. All adventurers have completed their actions. Then hit the End Turn button. It's now the Master of Shadows' turn to play. The Goblin mounts a Devil Hound, becoming a fearsome Goblin Rider. The Devil Hound attacks the closest adventurer, the Monk. The Goblin Rider makes a ranged attack on the adventurer with the fewest surrounding monsters. If there's a tie, the closest one is targeted by default, the Demon Huntress.
Now I feel like we've crossed that point where we're a little too deep in the rules minutia.
Each creature acts according to its own
This looks great, though.
instincts and abilities. The adventurers defend in real time. The Master of Shadows also casts curses on the adventurers and activates special skills for his monsters. Once his turn is over, a new turn begins. With each new round, the Spirit of Erune triggers events influenced by players' actions. It appears that monsters have followed the adventurers inside the dungeon and now arrive at the entrance. Unleash your inner adventurer. Go solo or rally your squad for a next-level dungeon crawling experience. Become the Legend of Erune. Embark on your quest now.
So that's the expansion, right? Light and Darkness? Seems like a big box.
The Master Pledge offers the complete.
Oh, it is a true one-stop shop. I always feel like the best videos, in my personal opinion, are videos that can hit on all three aspects of the can you do it, the do I want it, and the how much is it. And so we're even here. We're talking about the pledge levels and potentially the prices. I love it.
Erune experience, including all its exclusive content. For those who already own the Adventure or Heroic Edition of Erune 1, the Light and Darkness expansion awaits you in the Legendary Pledge. The world for a next-level dungeon crawling experience. Exclusive content. For those who already own the Adventure or
So it's essentially the same box, but bigger to hold the core game and the new stuff. Or, for returning backers, it's the that's interesting.
Heroic Edition of Erune 1, the Light and Darkness expansion awaits you in the Legendary Pledge. The world of Erune needs you. Join the adventure now on Kickstarter.
And I imagine a lot of people are going to be asking for the big box and the expansion in it for returning backers. Either way, I gotta say, I was skeptical at a 6.5 minute video, but I think they did a really solid job on that. After the video, do I want it? Yeah, it looks really cool. Looks like a fun game. I have a gist for how this is going to play. I know I could play it solo. The app looks really well done and well made, which once again, either you're an app person or you're not. Some people are immediately, doesn't matter how good the app looks, they're just going to scoff at it. And that's fine. That's your prerogative. You can do what you want to do. This player board looks great. Everything, like, yes. Do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? It's an expansion, which makes me feel really comfortable with that. You spotlighted that by letting me know it was an 8.2 on Board Game Geek, even though I couldn't read it from the outside. And you've mentioned here, Erune's back. So, can you do it? Yes, I feel comfortable. Then how much is it? I don't know, but I know what I want. I want the box with all the stuff from the expansion and the new game. So I already know what pledge I am shopping for. This has been a pleasant experience already with this video. Half-point grade bump up. Like it. I like it a lot. So let's check out the track record. Arcada Studio is a tabletop game publisher with vocal application. Thanks to our technology, we can create immersive games that evolve with your community. Therefore, when you get an Arcada game, you'll have new content and features as long as you have it. Kick Booster. Ooh, that means there might be a link down below. I will say, typically, my track record with Kick Booster projects are not well. I routinely badmouth most Kick Booster projects. Hopefully, this is one of those rare exceptions. The reason why is there's a lot of those tech projects that they got a lot of red flags, especially on the Kick Booster. Howdy, Huckleberry. So Spark Riders 3000, that looks cool. Man, they got really bright, vivid colors that pop. I appreciate it. Everything just really kind of has its nice look. It's been a year. Let's talk about the delivery. Thank you so much for your prompt and valuable feedback on the rule booklet. We have made relevant changes or refined it to perfection thanks to you. What comes next feels like a well-deserved reward. We are so thrilled to finally be able to share the final look of our hard work. Indeed, last week we received the complete version of Spark Riders. Here are some close-up pictures. This is great. So this looks to be the sample that the factory sends. It looks awesome. And one thing that I really love that I don't want to dismiss, they said, hey, thanks for the feedback on our rule booklet. And you know what? I always say that. You should show your Kickstarter backers your rule booklet. I don't care how rough it is. I don't care how bad it is. You should show it to them. They will read it. They will give you feedback and ideas, and that will make your rule booklet better and your Board Game Geek rating higher and your backers happier. But this one is not out yet. Let's make sure Erune is out. Pretty sure it is. Let's go check out the comments. So for the second time now, we get an email about the project being live, only to be taken to a preview page. What's up, people? It seems we can't make it right. Aha, our internet connection gave up. If only this were the only time this hype had got me fired up for this game, just to be disappointed in a big nothing burger. Patience is wearing thin. The red flags of disaster are flashing alarms right now. That seems a bit... Those are some very strong words. I wasn't expecting that. Received the email that is live now, but again, it is still not. Oh. So they announced to everybody that it was live, but because their internet connection, it wasn't live yet. And then they've done it twice. That's a bad look. You know, I've done stuff like that before. Take it on the chin, move on. Just noticed 1463 backers back the first Erune Kickstarter. Now there are over 4,000 people waiting for the new one. Wish you guys major success. I cannot wait. 10 out of 10. Okay, cool. Looks like people got their stuff, though. That's what I'm concerned about. So can you do it? Yes. Do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. And hopefully I'll put a Kick Booster link down below. If you click on it, I'll get a certain portion of money. And I love money. Erune is a game that was first published in 2020. Light and Darkness expansion. Exclusive content, misspelled there, will be marked with the new logo. This content will only be available with the expansion. It'll also make that text a little bit larger, but that is super helpful to see. Also, I feel like this would be just the perfect spot to slap that player link time count age. Because once again, that's one of the big things I was concerned about. I wanted to know in the video. I know it's solo though, so you did a great job telling me that. Free in the first 48 hours, Codex of Erune. Is this still available? Because if not, let's get out of here. So it is still cool. But yeah, once it's not, don't slap me in the face with it. Just get it out of here. Erune is rich with its many tales and wonders discovered through 40 pages of lore and artwork. This book is a must-have if you want to create your own quest. Interesting. Is this digital? All right, which pledge is for me? The Adventure Edition or the Heroic Edition? Here is the box to become a legend, the Light and Darkness expansion. So I'm assuming these are the 3 pledge levels, and this is the special returning backer new box, which was literally the thing that I just said a couple minutes ago that I think most backers are going to want, which if in fact that's the case, kudos. Great job. Because these are different boxes. All right, what is Erune? The core game, the expansion, the Light and Darkness adventure. The Heroic is also an expansion or something. Game modes: Master of Shadows, solo co-op, arena, custom quest, how to win the game. Cool. This is all good stuff to have. Oh, this is great. How to play.
My hands with a record is played.
20 minutes, very reasonable, especially for a game of your time length, which once again, still don't know. You haven't mentioned it to me. It'd be super nice if you could drop that in the video. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a long Kickstarter. Look at where we are. Oh man, okay. So we got an unboxing stretch goal, so 1,000 backers. I'd love a pledge area too. Like, you kind of beat around the bush here. You gave me the bare bones pledge area. Like, this feels like the rough draft of a pledge area. Like, all right, looks like a great start, Billy. But can we get the prices on there as well? Or maybe a component list? Some other stuff? That'd be nice. But no, we're just to the stretch goals. And I do love stretch goals. I always think having stretch goals up high is super fantastic, especially once you get funded and your goal no longer is to get funded, it's to get stretch goals, but pledges would be good too. 6 town tracks. Cool. So we have both backer and we have money pledges. Cool. Awesome. I'd convert the currency because probably the majority of the people here are from the United States, even though I imagine France doing it big. $4.97. Holy golly, guoli, I take backsies. Oh my gosh. I did speculate at the beginning that France crushes it, but crushing America 2.5 times to 1. Good for you, France. That also means that maybe we're not marketing it as well to the United States of America. It's something to consider. Where's the sexy scrolling shot? Yeah, long sexy scrolling shot would be super nice there, especially considering your components are fantastic. Right now it feels like we're hiding the price. And I just want to know the price. Like, I'm expected to pay over $100. Just hit me with it. And I know I could go over here to the support area and do it, but it should be seamlessly interweaved to your story because for a lot of people on iOS and mobile, that's an extra click that you have to make. So it's just make the story browsable. 70,000 so we get 10 cards, scorches. These are unlocked, right? Yeah, that's why the treasure chest is open. The Spirit of Erune is animated. Cool. That sounds neat. Codex of Fortune. The Gate. Wow. That's a mini. That looks hot. Actually, it looks very dark, but still awesome. Love it. 5 cards. Master Pledge. So it's $215. Okay. So this is everything. This is the new person. I'm getting everything. I said I was going to pay over $100. $215. Whew. It's a lot. I feel like some quotes would be nice. So I feel like, especially with how big this price is, some quotes would be nice. Because once again, I know this is rated very highly on Board Game Geek. You said it was an 8.2. Wet my whistle a little bit. Grease the wheels, so to speak, with a couple quotes, I think, before you're dropping your pants with 215. Just my personal line of thinking there. Something. But yeah, component-wise, lots of components with all these little boxes in here with the cards, the unique cards. Great. Tons of components. How many miniatures was that listed up top? Hey, Naveeth, good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. 134 miniatures, 436 cards, 245 tokens. Okay. I feel like they did a good job right there. Honestly, because here's the bottom line. How do you sell something that's $215? You know, I know it when I see it. I think that's a good way to start. 134 miniatures. That's a lot. Especially considering, once again, the selling point, I think, of this game for a lot of people is probably going to be those really nice-looking miniatures. They're really colorful. They really pop. Oh, plus shipping, whatever that is. We're going to have to scroll for like 20 minutes, I have a feeling, before we get to shipping. Just based on how long it took to get to this shot right here. I'd love to know the size of these. Are they all the same size? Both inches and centimeters. Delightful. One bag of dice, 15 dice. Okay, we got all the trackers, the cool little cupcake things, the tokens. All good stuff. You know, 215, I'm just going to say it. What you've shown me, Kickstarter reasonable. That's the price I give it. If you're going to Cool Mini or not, if you're going to like a friendly, if you're going to a gaming store, maybe not. But on Kickstarter, 215, Kickstarter reasonable. There's a lot of stuff there, especially considering we're unlocking a bunch of stuff in stretch goals as well. Now, shipping, hopefully we get to that soon. So now we have pivoted away from our components to this, the quest. This expansion comes with a new campaign of 6 new quests. If you're a new player, you can start here and join the base game campaign once this is finished. Once again, I don't know how long these quests are. I don't know if I can play this quest with 4 players or 5 players or 3 players. I don't imagine it's a 1 to 3 player game, but I'd like to know at this point. But you know what? I'm going to know. I'm going to cheat and go to Board Game Geek because you won't tell me. For whatever reason, you just decided, oh, it's rated 9,185th. I was expecting that rating to be higher, to be quite honest with you. Okay. Interesting. Because typically, when you're up in that range, that's a lot more misses than hits. Like, most people say, oh, it's good, it's okay. But good or okay, when it's a $215 game, that's a hard one. So yeah, I would totally get some quotes out of here, though. Quotes would help. Quotes will help, I think, a lot of way. Oh, that wasn't the all-in. The all-in is $265. Excuse me. Wait. And this is the Master Pledge level. So the add-ons. Enormous playmat. Like, come on. You know what a size is? 64 centimeters. 23.5 inches. Enormous is not a size to me. I would like to know, is enormous 6 foot by 3 foot? Is it 2 foot by 4 foot? Like, that seems like such vital and crucial information to know if you're trying to sell me on a playmat. Be in the game. Wow, so we actually have some fancy stuff. I would honestly have mentioned maybe this at the end of the video, too. We're trying to get people to pay $6.50, but they're going to get in the game. Cool. Oh, you get animated into the game? That's hot. That's very hot. How many of those are there? I imagine it's probably sold out. $6.50 is a lot. Here's the thing. $6.50 to get into a game is more than I would typically say is a good idea to recommend charging. Just in my personal experience looking at Kickstarters a lot and seeing a lot of Kickstarters do this pledge level. However, when the game is $215, it then becomes that it's a $400 thing and the artwork's so gorgeous. I still think it's high, but it's not as high, in my opinion. So here's what you're doing. You're telling me that normally you'd have to pay for all these add-ons for $133. But no, we're also going to sweeten the deal and give you all this stuff as well. Which is then lowering the price of getting your image into the game even more. At least I think that's what we're saying here, right? It's not 100% clear, but I think I got it. So then we have the $89. This is just for the expansion. For the owners of the original adventure. Okay, cool. Oh, this is a nice, sexy scrolling shot. I like this. That's very nice. Look at this. I'd still have to know the dimensions, but that's rock solid. If I'm a returning backer, I see that. It's $89. I say, all right, that seems fine. That seems fine. Looks good. $139. We got this one. Add-ons. Are the add-ons the same price? Oh, here we go. We finally know the size of the map. 45 by 32. And now, here's another nitpick. I'm assuming you're talking inches here. Can I get centimeters as well for the rest of the world? Or is this inches? Also, what's the price in dollars, too? Like, are you using euros in inches? Because that seems weird to me. Why don't we just have both? Could we just... Like, I feel like little things like these go a long way. There's a lot of little things. Heroic expansion. This is so long. Heroic expansion exclusive. What is this? I don't even remember. That's what I thought. There's 2 expansions or something. Do we have the app? Cool. I just want shipping at this point. And once again, since they didn't... I'm going to ding them here, because Kickstarter has given them the tools to actually create tabs over here. This just got interweaved into Kickstarter like a month or 2 ago. Somebody mentioned in the comments, was like, oh my gosh, yeah, you could do that. You should be doing that. If you are launching a Kickstarter, you 100% should be using their tools so that you have a list of things over here so I can just click on shipping and get straight to it. That's just nice. It values your customer's time. More than 300. So what is this? Explore and search. So now we're talking about the app. We're talking about solo cooperative. It's great. I want it. I got it. Come on. Brand new audio journey. Can we just get... So let's check out the pledge level. See how the breakdown is. So, legendary pledge. This is returning backers 360. Okay. Legendary pledge all in 297. So grand total, it looks like we have about 600 returning backers to this. Core game, 125 backers. Not great. Not terrible. 162 for the all-in pledge. Okay, this is pretty nice. Once again, we're up to around a 300 print run here of the original core game. So we have the core game, be in the game pledge, 7 people. So 307, nearly a 500 print run. And then we have a nearly 500 print run of this. Okay, that makes me feel very good on the can you do it aspect of it. Because the bottom line is they're essentially making 2 games here. They're making this game, and then they're making that game. Unless they're also making the other expansions. I don't know. They got enough cash, I think they should be fine. Attack an enemy. What are we even talking about here? Jiminy Christmas. We're to the point of the conversation where I've just zoomed out. I'm just like, what are we talking about? You're just showing me more fancy graphics and images. Just get to the damn shipping. Come on. Stop beating around the bush. Like, are we talking about components here? What are we talking about? Is this about the expansion? Like, literally, what are we talking about on this page? It is stupid, insanely long. And here's the bottom line. I say stupid, insanely long only in the context of get the crucial, vital information out of the way before you go to the stupid, incredibly long, in-depth, all this information. Because all this information is great. But shipping, I believe, should be on top of it. And then we have a setup and how to play video. We already saw this. Now we're just getting redundant. You already showed me this video. I saw it up near the top. I thought it was a spectacular place to have that video. And I understand that this is where you're leaving a video dump. But... oh my goodness. And once again, a video dump would be a great spot to have a little click so people could just click there and watch it. Because this is preview, don't care. Is this a gameplay? It just says Erune. Is it a gameplay? Preview, don't care. D&D enhanced. Is this? Yes. Preview, don't care. Is it just a gameplay? No. Gameplay, there we go. Excellent. So we got a full gameplay. I'd put that up next to how to play personally. We got previews in different not colors, in different languages. Awesome. Casting. Ooh, going over the voice acting. This is all great. Once again, though, you know what'd be great? Shipping price. Also, the player length, the time count, age. I still don't know. I do not know how many players the game plays. God dang it. What is it? 1 to 5. 60 to 150 minutes. How hard is it to put that information on your Kickstarter page? It is on the side of nearly every single competent board game box that has ever been released in like the last 30 years. It is something that you should most definitely spotlight early. Like, it's so mind-boggling to me. And then the shipping. Like, how far? How far to the shipping? Shipping! Here we go. The prices of our pledge may vary based on market conditions and the stretch goals unlocked during the campaign. We strive to offer you an excellent vision for the contribution. We understand how crucial stuff things got the price. Here we go. Legendary pledge. So once again, didn't convert the currency. That is a really wide $10 to $40. Huh. Like, that's a little too wide. Like, I always recommend, just putting a range if you're not 100% sure. So it's like $22 to $42. $21 to $42. It's a big range. Okay, so what's my final price? If I want everything. All in. Let's look at this price now. It is Assuming I'm not going to get myself in the game, it is 215. It's $300 plus. I've sort of lost interest. Likewise, Huckleberry. It's just because it's so long. Like, it's so long for a game that's not going to be out for 2 years. It's just... and once again, FAQ's not organized. So, if my question's question number 14, I got to go through 14 other questions before I get to it. Will you rewrite the rule booklet? Yes, we will rewrite the rule booklet to make it clearer and easier to read. We will simplify some rules, but the core rules will not change. Well, here's the bottom line. I would mention that. I would have that rule booklet somewhere on the page. And maybe it was, and I just glossed over it because there was just so much stuff. But yeah. Do I need to... And that was honestly what I was wondering. Because I saw the 9,000 rating, which is not great. And that tells me that it's probably incredibly rules complex. Which, once again, you can kind of infer by the fact that they have an app to help run everything. That it is probably going to be pretty complex. Will the new app be available on tablets? Will you rework inside the Erune's quest, or will there be more than 2 adventures? No, there are only 2 adventures for this expansion. Will you balance the existing game? Yes. Why make such a big example? What about the retails? What about the solo cooperative mode? Can I buy the heroic expansion? Okay. They still don't have the player like time count age. I cheated and looked it up on Board Game Geek. They still have not mentioned it. All right, 60. So let's check out the most poppin' update here. 60, that's a great number. I'm going to guess they asked people to engage. Here are our next stretch goals. Let us know in the comments right now the type of stretch goals you want to see next. Bada boom. So easy. You want to know how you get a great number like 60? You ask them a question in which they're going to want to answer. Cool. Comments. Give this one a grade. France. Crushing it. Go France. I can't really read much of this. Sorry if this was brought up and I missed it, but there's going to be a big box to hold everything. Yes, there's going to be a big box and they will let it available. No, so there isn't one there already. Okay. So I can just control F the page for player count and links in different ways. Nada. Yeah, I always, that's one of the first things I expect to see. So, final grade for Erune, Light and Darkness. Do I want it? Yes, I do. I thought the video was going to be way too long. And aside from the first minute, which was too long, I feel like they did a pretty decent job selling you a $220 game. Like, they showcase the components, it looks cool, it looks different and unique, but at the same time familiar. It's got app integration, and they showed you how the app works, and it pops. Main image, solid, but I think they need to zoom in on 1 or 2 things as opposed to trying to focus on all the things. I might actually be, hey, Philip, C plus or B minus. I'm figuring out. Do I want it? Yes, I do. No questions asked. I would love to play this. It looks fun. I'd like to play it solo. I'd like to play it with my 10-year-old son and my 7-year-old son. Granted, you never told me the age length on this, which is 12 plus. Okay, so he could play it, 10-year-old. So do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes, you've done it before. This is an expansion. Now, it's not a spectacularly highly rated game, but essentially, you're going back, you're tweaking the rules, you're adding more content. So in theory, the game will be better, and I want to believe in this style of game. It looks like a lot of fun. Can you do it? Yes. I'll go there. I physically think that if I back this, I will get a large box in 2026 at some point. Just, it says 2025, but let's be honest, it's Kickstarter. And then how much is it? It's high. It's high. But it feels like an event game, because the bottom line is you don't want to spend $200 plus if it doesn't feel like an event game. I'll give you an example. It was like the Jurassic Park game, that you knew was going to come out to retail. When something comes out to retail, it just loses a little bit of its luster, and you don't feel like that's going to happen with this game. You feel like this could be one where if you back it, you got yourself that gem. That the only way people are going to get it is by paying too much on eBay or picking it up at, when the 3rd Kickstarter happens. So it's not a great price. And I would totally bump up that shipping area. And I would totally market a little bit to the United States of America. Because while you are absolutely crushing it in France, ideally you'd be crushing it in both, But how much is it? It's okay. So final grade, I think, for me is a B+. I'm going to go with a B plus on this one. I think I like it an awful lot. That video, I think, is going to be very hit or miss with some people. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. That long-form 6:30 video with a how to play, interweaved with a chunk of gameplay, interweaved with a lot of rules and a minute of theme, and then like a more standard Kickstarter video inside of it. I kind of dug it, but let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on it. And also, if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below, as I'm trying to reach 30,000 subscribers in 2023 to make it my biggest year ever. Just crossed 26,000 today. Booyah. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.